What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Starfire Jordan back at it again with another video of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 Episode 8. Let's get into it. So where we left off with Yuji and Megumi entering Tokyo Calling Games for real, and they got separated. Yuji entered the Calling Games, figured out that he had to fight two people. He had to fight this girl with a propeller and this guy. Actually, I took that back. The guy with the propeller and the girl with the jets. And as he defeated them, Yuji come across this guy, and this guy told Yuji he knows where to find Higuruma after the fight. And so Yuji is heading towards Higuruma because the plan is to find Angel to set Gojo free, or Higuruma to add a rule that helps them. Megumi is off dealing with his own situation where he came across this girl, and basically Megumi told her before that if she ends up lying to him, he won't kill her, but he'll take her down. And so we get a little backstory real quick before we even keep diving in. We get a little backstory with Higuruma's, and basically it's basically about Higuruma's past, that he had this case. He had this case with this client, and the client was innocent but framed for murder, but the evidence was twisted due to the higher ups, and that the judge basically just let it happen. But the guy was convicted and later killed himself in prison. And Higuruma did have a little snap, and that he couldn't realize that the system is rotten and that he can't do nothing to prevent it. But during the court scene, Higuruma did end up awakening his cursed energy. And not gonna lie, his curse technique and curse energy was so tough when they animated, because literally that was so iconic when he literally had the hammer in his hand and he started boom, boom, boom on the freaking desk. It was such peak, and Judgment, that is straight masterpiece. And so on the day of the Culling Game barriers, he wakes his cursed energy. He ends up, never mind, I take that back, y'all. Tiberius, cut this. But we end up getting where Itadori is talking to Higuruma, basically asking him to add his 100 points to the Calling Game, so that so that they could shut this Calling Game down, so they don't have to kill innocent people. But Higuruma was not going for it, and then Higuruma is basically telling Itadori what's wrong with the Calling Games. I believe the rules in this Calling Games is fair enough, and that as us awakened sorcerers have the rules and the judgment to be put upon this Calling Game, because in the real world, if there's no curse technique or curse energy, what is there for? And so Yuji was actually was not trying to hear all that. So what he did, he started upping up his curse energy, his curse technique, and off the dome. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen so many times. And let me tell y'all, I never met somebody who literally opens up the match. Domain expansion. Deadly sentencing. Who do you know ups a domain at the beginning of the match? Not even your first move. You literally up your domain. I know Yuji was heated. I know he was mad, because I would be mad too if I came across an opponent. The first thing he hits me with was a domain. Cool. But we get a little cutscene, and we see the Higuruma and Judgment, and we see Itadori in like the courtroom. It was tough, guys, I'm not gonna hold. But then we go to see where Megumi, we cut to Megumi and Reggie Star, the new guy we just seen, and he basically just says the same thing as what's his face, Higuruma's basically saying the same thing as Higuruma, that this Calling Games were just one of the main plans for Kenjaku, and like he believes it's right to be due. And so then Megami ups Demon Dog, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, when I say this, he had all rights to look at that girl wrong. He specifically told her, if you betray me or backstab me, best believe I will be taking you down first. And when he summoned Demon Dog, I ain't gonna lie, they put the animation on that boy clean as hell, for real. But then after that, we kind of go back to where Yuji and Megami was. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that bathtub scene, 10 out of 10 animation, such peak. He basically literally was